Welcome to Mark's Parks and the first ever vlog on this channel, and today is going to be a travel vlog getting out to Europa Park in Germany. And in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about getting out there from the UK. I'm going to talk about transport, I'm going to talk about costs, I'm going to talk about public transport, whether you need cash or not, and basically everything to help you plan getting out there. Now, this park isn't the easiest to get to, but it's also not particularly difficult. Now, I'm going to be flying out from Stansted into Karlsruhe or Baden-Baden Airport. It's basically the same airport, just with two different names. And then I'm going to be going into Karlsruhe and staying here for the night, just because my flight in is a little bit later and accommodation in Karlsruhe is cheaper than around Europa Park. So it makes sense to stay there tonight and get the train across to Europa in the morning, rather than paying more on accommodation this evening. So the first thing I need to do is get to Stansted Airport, which I'm going to do by bus, which I haven't actually done before, but the bus from here is about £3 and it's an hour and a half, so I figured it's worth the risk for the saving against parking there. But because I don't trust UK buses, I am going to be getting the bus an hour early, so it's time to head to the bus stop. Okay, so I've made it to my first hotel. Haven't had time to really video anything in between other than the bits that I'm going to show you as I'm talking through this. So I got into Baden-Baden Karlsruhe Airport about 15 minutes late because the flight was slightly delayed. I think basically the flight arrived in slightly late, so they're late unloading and reloading and all that kind of stuff that Ryanair tend to do. But it wasn't a bad flight. Got in, got off, got straight through passport control and was kind of out of the airport within 15 minutes. I'm just doing carry-on only this trip anyway, so I don't have to wait for bags or anything. Now, the trick is if you're travelling to Europa Park, you're going to need to get on the 215 bus from immediately outside the airport. You can't miss the bus stops, they're just alongside the airport as you leave it. Baden-Baden Karlsruhe is a really small airport anyway. There is a ticket machine out there. Now, when we came in October, that ticket machine didn't work for card payments, but there is a cash machine in the airport, so you want to look out for Geld Automat, which is German for card machine. If you have a bank like Monzo, it will just charge you whatever the daily exchange rate is. It won't charge you any extra money to withdraw from that cash machine, which is great for an airport cash machine. So I took some cash out on my way out just in case the ticket machine wasn't working, because unless the ticket machine is not working, you actually need to use the ticket machine rather than getting a ticket on a bus. And you want to head to it as soon as you can, because it does build up quite a queue after a flight. So you do have to wait for a few minutes, and if the bus comes and it's due to leave, it will just leave, because the buses do run on time here, which is great. The ticket costs €4.50, so it's not too bad. It's about £3.70 in pounds, and that will take you on a kind of half-hour journey to Baden-Baden-Bahnhof. Bahnhof is German for station, and you'll see quite a lot of time with German stations HBF after them as well, which basically just means central. So you go into Baden-Baden Central Station, and there you will get on a train which will take you across to Ringschön or Europa Park. But as I said when I started this vlog, I'm staying over tonight in Karlsruhe, which meant I got on a train in the other direction down to Karlsruhe, where I've just checked into my hotel room. So tonight, as I said, I'm staying at a different hotel, not near Europa Park. I'm staying in Karlsruhe. I'm staying at the Art Hotel ANA. It cost me £55 for the night, including breakfast, which I think is really good. Now, it is a 15-minute train journey from Baden-Baden to Karlsruhe, and it's the opposite direction to Europa Park. So it did cost me an extra £7 in train fare, but it's still not very expensive. And having just checked in, this hotel seems really nice. There's a coffee machine near reception you can use all the time. You've got a key card if you need to get in after 10 PM. The staff were really friendly when they checked me in as well. So I think breakfast is going to be really good as well, but I'll obviously take some video and tell you about that tomorrow morning. Of course, you could go across to Europa Park, but accommodation there is more expensive, so I figured I'll just get the 7:30 train. I'll be at Europa just before rope drop, and I'll show you the rest of that journey then. But basically, the train from Baden-Baden is the same train that I'm going to get from here in the morning, because here is just that bit further up. So it's going to be the same train, basically the same price, and we'll go through that in the morning. But let me give you a quick hotel tour just in case you do want to stay in this hotel, because having checked in and seen how clean everything is and how friendly the staff are, unless breakfast is a complete disaster, it's likely to be something I recommend. So let's check out the room. early. I was up at 6:30, just been down to breakfast, and I'm about to leave the hotel and get on a 7:30 train across to Europa Park. Now, I'm obviously going from Karlsruhe, but it's going to be exactly the same train that you can get from Baden-Baden. I'm just further up the line. If you look on the DB travel app, you'll see there's all sorts of trains you can get, and the best thing is to use that app and plan your journey ahead. It also tells you prices in there as well. So generally, if you're going to Europa Park from Baden-Baden, it's going to cost you about €13 for the ticket. Because I'm a bit further up the line, it's going to cost me 17. Still not too expensive for a kind of hour journey. Sometimes those trains do require a change. The one that I'm about to get doesn't, but some of them will do that, and they tell you in the app where the platform is that you've got to change onto and the train that you're getting onto as well. It's all really clearly laid out, and you will get notifications telling you what you need to get onto. So I haven't actually seen much of Karlsruhe because I got here pretty late last night, but the station is right in front of me and there's a zoo literally just down there. I did look it up, it's about €15 a ticket. It wasn't open during any of the times I've been here, but if you've got longer stopover, I reckon it's worth checking out. Looks like they got all sorts of animals. I can hear quite a lot of the birds now, but like giraffes and all sorts. So I thought I'd mention that, and there's a massive park there as well, so just lots of really nice green space around by the station. And about 25 minutes walk that way is the city centre. Lots of places to eat and drink, all your usual shops, including a Woolworth singular, which sort of feels like a B&M jumble store. But let's get on a train. Okay, so the final thing to tell you about for getting to Europa Park is all about the final bus. So when you get off the train at Ringstern, you're going to need to get on the bus to Europa Park. The station is immediately opposite the station. You really can't miss it, especially as there's a big Europa Park sign on top of the bus stop. Now that bus is going to cost you €3.10, so it's not too expensive, but it is cash only, so make sure you've got cash. There are some train tickets that do cover the bus as well, but if you're using the DB app, it's actually really difficult to find them, so I'd favour paying cash for your bus ticket and using the DB app for your trains, because it means you can track everything and it's nice and easy. But that will literally take you to the front of Europa Park, but it will also take you to any of the hotels or Atlantica or wherever you're going. It's really easy. It's a great park to get to.